Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another reading. My name is Nicole, and I hope that you're well. We are certainly moving through crazy times, and I know that I keep saying this in my videos, but I guess this is the whole reason that I felt called to start this channel and to do these readings, just to give guidance to all of you out there who are on this path of trying to figure out what's going on, trying to be the best version of who you are. And so, once again, I truly hope that this reading brings you support, guidance, helps you to realize that you're not alone on this journey, that there are many of us out there who are feeling that we are battling internal as well as outside turmoils. But, beautiful souls, I just want you to know that things things have to get worse in order to get better, because when things get worse, and this is kind of what we're seeing going on in the collective, is that things are coming to a culmination point. And basically, as for so many years, as many people have been getting more and more fed up with the system that oppresses us more and more people are internally making the decision that they no longer want to be a part of this matrix system. And so, of course, the more of us out there who decide that we no longer want to play part to this game, then slowly, the structures of the world that we know as we know it are going to continue crumbling. But everything is about perspective, remember. So, one of my favorite quotes is, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So rather than looking, as unfortunately the mainstream media is pushing us to believe that things are really terrible, but these somewhat terrible things are having to happen so that we can evolve and we can change and we can move into a world in which there are more of us who are experiencing love, joy, and happiness, as opposed to stress, anxiety, and depression. And so we are moving out of these low vibrational states into these more high vibrational states. But that journey is a journey of healing, and it isn't just the individual healing that's taking place, but it is also the healing that is happening on a collective level. All the sort of the darknesses must come out into the light so people can have awareness over them. And the thing is, once awareness is the start of it all, because once we have awareness over it, we can either say yes, we actively want to participate, or no, we don't. But unfortunately, what's taking place at this time is that many of us are actively playing part in this matrix without necessarily knowing that that is what we are sort of feeding our energy into. So I felt that this message was a little bit important here, just to give a little bit of context. But before we dive into our reading, I'd just like us to move through 3 rounds of breath here to help release any stagnant energy, and just to help us to be a little bit more receptive to the messages that are coming through. So I invite you just to close your eyes. Nice deep inhale through the nose and pull the breath all the way up to the crown of your head. And as you exhale through the mouth, HA sound, let all the energy leave from the belly. Nice big inhale, pull the energy up, up, up to the space above the crown of your head. Pull up, 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 up. And as you exhale, HA sound from the mouth, push the energy down into the core of the earth. One last inhale. See if you can pull all that energy up. See if you can travel with the energy, travel with the breath all the way up, as far up into the sky as you can go. Pull, 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 pull. And as you exhale, now nice long HA sound. Exhaling, releasing any tension from the belly. And as you push the energy down into the core of the earth, grounding you. And then you can open your eyes. So just take a moment to notice how you feel. I feel that this breath is always really potent to just help kind of soothe the nervous system and help to get out of any kind of feelings of stress and chaos and overwhelm, and just kind of calm yourself down and help you to be more grounded and a bit more present. So, when I was pulling these cards, it was, first of all, quite a few cards came out. But the journey is, the message, sorry, is truly a beautiful one. And excuse me, just helping to realize that, you who are here hearing this message now, please believe that this is not a coincidence. Please believe that if you have been drawn to this channel and you are listening to this reading, then it is that you are here on a very sacred mission. You are part of the ones who are already awakened. And if you have already awakened and have been awake for a few years now, then remember that you came here to share information that is necessary to the evolution of humanity. And so, what happens is that when we have this information, it's so just normal, it's just a part of us. We tend to believe that everyone already has this information. But unfortunately, if that were true, the world wouldn't be in this current state of affairs. So I believe that if you are here, that you are somebody who is extremely high vibrational, but that you are also a star seed, and that you are here to help awaken the rest of humanity and to help bring new information into the collective, but most importantly, to bring in new energy. And remember, beautiful souls, that everything is about energy and everything is about frequency. And the need right now is for the whole of humanity to ascend and to reach higher levels of frequency, because once we reach these higher levels of frequency, all the negative vibrations and all the negative low vibrational situations and entities that are very present in our world at this time, they will not be able to grab a hold over you. And unfortunately, many people are asleep and have been asleep and are still having difficulty to awaken. And so what is happening, because things are culminating and the energies are speeding up and we're getting closer and closer to accomplishing our mission, but realizing, beautiful souls, that this mission has been in the making for I want to say millions of years. Because this is an evolution it is a cosmic, it is a galactic evolution, and Earth, being a part of the planetary system, is also going through her own evolution, but this evolution is being felt throughout the cosmos, and Earth plays a very, very important part in this role, because Earth is almost like the heart chakra of our solar system. And we as human beings are so powerful. And the thing is that once we are able to be in our hearts, we are able to vibrate a certain frequency that is just going to continue to speed things up and get us closer to accomplishing our mission. And what is that mission? That mission is to bring heaven down to earth. Once upon a time, earth, the whole of earth was Eden. But things changed, and I'm not going to get into that here because it's just going to take us into a whole other tangent. But essentially, there has been interplanetary warfare for a very long time, and we are at a point where we are reaching a culmination point, but the light is winning. As much as it doesn't feel like it, the earth is winning and the light is winning. But it is important that the following steps that I'm going to share here with you from the card, these are here to guide you on to how to continue to elevate your vibration, to elevate your frequency. So interestingly enough, the first card that came out is Sacred Temple, and the numerology here is a 7. And realizing, beautiful souls, that 2023 is a 7 universal year. And so for me, I look at 7 as the number of spirituality, the number of truth with a capital T. And so we are all, whether we're spiritual or not, we're inherently being guided to seek more spirituality. And if you want to learn more about spirituality, then I invite you to check out my podcast. I've included a link in the description box below. But really, the whole point is realizing, beautiful souls, that our bodies are our temples. They are what houses the vessel. They are the vessel that house our soul, and our soul is really who is leading the show here. But until we can start to treat our body as our sacred temple, then we will not be able to connect as clearly to our higher self and to receive messages that are coming in from all aspects. And I'm certain that if you are sensitive to energy, that you are feeling this. But if you want to tune in and be able to feel the energies of what is taking place at this time, then it is essential that you treat your body sacredly. And you realize that health is the absolute number one currency in the new world. Because if you do not have your health, then you are trapped inside a dying vessel. And remember, beautiful souls, that the human body was created by the gods. They were created in such high esteem. And if you break it down and you pay attention and look at the sacred wisdom that the body holds, you will realize that the body, the human vessel, is a true beautiful piece of technology that cannot be outdone. But unless you treat it as such, it will not work for you. It's kind of like if you decide to buy the latest iPhone, but you keep throwing it and smashing it against the wall, then that iPhone isn't going to work well for you. And so, unfortunately, the powers that be are leading us to believe that the only way to get better or to evolve is this whole transhumanism agenda, whereby we're being told that only technology has the answers. But remember that technology and the internet is basically mimicked on the human brain. I mean, AI is just a technological version of the human brain. So when you worship at your sacred temple and you treat your body, your mind, your emotions, and your spirit with the highest, most dignity and respect, then you will start to experience life in a whole new experience. And beautiful souls, this is a topic that is so dear to my heart, in that for many years I hated my body. I loathed my body. I would look at myself in the mirror and I would feel nothing but absolute disgust for the way I looked. And I realized that those thoughts and the way I spoke to myself and the way I viewed my body, it was because I didn't love myself. And so once I started to see my body as something differently, as something that was here to help me, and once I started to really work on getting my health in check, everything changed. And realizing, beautiful souls, that when I talk about health, I'm always talking about holistic health. Remember, you are made up of multiple different parts, and it is as equally important that you worship your physical body as well as your mental body, your emotional body, your astral body, your spiritual body, all of the bodies that exist. So, yes, the next card that we have here is we have a sacred number 33, Spirit of the West. And this energy is basically alluding to Cancer energy. They say that the spirit of the West is the energy of water. And we've just recently been in Cancer season, and we had our full moon not so long ago, which we know is always affecting the waters deeply. And the waters really relate to your deep inherent emotions. The waters relate to your feelings. And so now more than ever, I'm sure that you've also been feeling it with all these chaotic energies, is really what spirit in the universe is asking us is to get our emotions in check, because our emotions are the number one thing that will dictate the vibrational frequency at which we vibrate. If you are in anger and despair and survival, then the way you feel inside of your sacred vessel is going to be very different to the way you feel when you are in joy, love, and happiness. So this is why we are being asked at this time to work on releasing all past emotional baggage. And forgiveness is truly the best way to move through this, realizing that everything that happened in the past had to happen for a reason, because we come here to learn. And there was the card that came out is that we are in earth school, that when souls choose, and yes, I use the word choose because we actively, our souls actively choose to come to earth to learn, but also to teach. And so we learn to, it says here, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. And the best way to explain this is that, information is only becomes knowledge and wisdom once it is embodied. So when we are soul beings, because we are made up of energy, we cannot be disconnected from anything. We are interconnected to everything that is. So we experiencing everything all at the same time. Whereas when we're in human form, we can start to detach and feel things on a very individual basis. So we are really being asked, all of the experiences that we have had since birth are essentially here to teach us. They are here to teach. They are here to teach our soul so that we can continue to grow. And the whole purpose of life is growth. The whole purpose of life is evolution. The whole purpose of life is to continue expanding and to continue growing. And sometimes the only way to learn is through hardship. Because when we experience hardship and we experience the lowest forms of anything, then we experience the darkness. So we can choose to say, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. And that is why when we go through the spiritual journey, it is essential that we continue to move through the darkness just as much as the light, because it is in the darkness that we learn the biggest messages. It is in the darkness that we can start to see and uncover the parts of us that we do not want to see, the parts that we kind of want to sweep underneath the rug and not deal with. But these shadow aspects of ourselves exist because of our traumas. And this is why it is essential that we take the time to go inwards for self-reflection and inner reflection, and to take time to nurture ourselves. This is what Cancer energy is all about. Cancer is the great mother. And so we are all being asked to go internally and to internally mother ourselves, to be the mother to our inner child, because each and every one of us has experienced childhood trauma. And the reason for this is because we live in a world that is so barbaric and that is so unkind to the human race. If it were kinder, we would be living for far longer years than we currently are. So, and the 33 also breaks down to a 6, which again is very nurturing energy. So, perhaps share with us here where you can be more nurturing to yourself, where you can be more nurturing to others. And the thing is when we start to treat ourselves with love and kindness and nurture ourselves, and the best way to do this is to get rid of negative internal dialogue. If you speak to yourself as badly as the outside world speaks to you, then this is what is going to continue to happen. Remember, if you treat yourself well internally, this will automatically manifest in the outside world as well. So the next card we have is the spiritual journey, which I touched on, and numerology here is an 8. 8 is also the number of infinity. It is the number of abundance. It is the number of infinite possibilities and infinite solutions. And the 8 is all about the powerhouse, because when you choose to embark on the spiritual journey, and interesting, if you look here, how she's touching her heart, because the spiritual journey really means going into your heart and choosing to live life from a place of love, and choosing to perceive love through the lens of your heart rather than through the lens of your hurt. And this is what happens when we heal our traumas, our heart begins to expand. Because what happens is that whenever we experience hardship and trauma and we don't know how to heal or deal with it, and the thing is, not many of us do, because unfortunately society doesn't teach us these things. But when we are in trauma and when we are in pain, we automatically start to build a wall around our heart. And when there is a wall around our heart, then no one can really reach us, because the true depths of who you are is tucked deep inside your heart. So unless you go actively looking to discover who exists inside your heart, then you are playing out a version of you that is not the most authentic version of you. And it is said that the highest frequency of all is when you are in authenticity, because when you are in authenticity, you are being the true version of you. And the true version of you is the soul version of you, the highest version of you that lives inside your human vessel. But the human vessel can also tend to disconnect us from who we truly are, because while the body is heavy, the body is extremely dense. And when we are living through this world of 3D physical density, things can be difficult and things can be rough. But this is what the programming has taught us. This is not the reality of what it is. And so, what you have to understand is that what is taking place at this time is that the truths, the higher truths of the universe, are coming into our frequency, where we are starting to awaken to the fact that we have been lied to. The whole history of humankind and humanity is based on a lie. And until you go and start embarking on your own spiritual journey, this can be a very difficult pill to swallow, because when we are asked to accept that the whole truth of what we have been told is a lie, then that can shake our foundation to the core. But realize, beautiful souls, that this is happening for you. This is happening for our highest and greatest good. This is happening so that we may live in a world of joy and abundance. A life in which there is color, a life in which we are not surrounded by darkness, a life in which we are free. We are free to be who we truly are. We are free to experience the abundance that this earth has to provide for us. We came here to live a life of opulence and abundance. And I do not mean that in a materialistic form, I mean that in an energetic form. Because when we feel abundance in the energies, then we naturally attract abundance in every other aspect of our lives. But realizing that the non-physical realm is the realm that dominates the physical visible realm. And so when we start to gain mastery and start to have better comprehension of what these non-visible realms represent and how they trickle down into our physical reality, then you start to realize that magic is all around us and we are the ones creating our reality. Hence why our thoughts and our emotions are so important at this time, because we are literally the ones creating the foundation of the new earth. But it is an earth of abundance. It is an earth of joy. It is an earth in which human beings will know peace and human beings will know love, and we will no longer be separated by the color of our skin or the quantity in our bank account. Because it is ridiculous to know that we are all cut from the same cloth, and yet we choose to divide and conquer amongst ourselves. The enemy is who has put in place this divide and conquer rule. But because this has become such a deep part of our programming, we too are now the ones who are inflicting divide and conquer. Realize, beautiful souls, that every human being in this world is connected to you. And once we realize that when we inflict pain on others, we are directly inflicting pain upon ourselves and the earth, our mother. So realize that now is a deep time to be introspective. We have 12th house energy. 12th house energy, remember, is the last house of the zodiac. It is Pisces energy. It is more water energy. And this energy requires us to go deep, deep inside our soul, deep inside our emotions, deep inside our heart, to identify what is stopping us, what is continuing to block our heart from experiencing all this abundance. Why are we not treating ourselves in the sacred way that God wishes for us to be treated? Treat yourself like the purest, cleanest, most loving child in the world, because that is what we each are. It is important that we remember to be kind to ourselves. And when we are kind to ourselves, we will begin to experience change on the highest levels of frequency, the change that is going to bring about the change in this world that we all desire. And interestingly, that the two cards side by side are both 5, which brings us to a 1. 1 is all about new journeys. We also had the 1 on the abundance card. There are a lot of new beginnings, but the only way that we can anchor in the highest vibrational new beginning that exists is by going inwards. And this may make us uncomfortable. This might bring up a lot of discomfort. But realize, when you are leaving your comfort zone, there will always be discomfort. But this is the problem with the comfort zone, is that we get stuck there because we are comfortable. But when we push through the discomfort, we move into the next comfort zone, which is a higher level of our current comfort zone. And the thing is, you can't know how much better it gets until you get there. So realize that sometimes the discomfort is necessary to push us, to help us notice the things that we cannot necessarily see for ourselves. And so the next card we have again is change with the number 7. Again, when we start to look for the truth, capital T truth, the real truth, not the truth of this narrative that has been spinning for too many years, that is nothing but a lie. But Uranus energy is very present at this time, and Uranus represents change, sudden change, but not change like we have ever seen before, because remember, Uranus dominates Aquarius, and Aquarius is all about bringing about change that has not yet been experienced, but that will elevate the collective at large, because each and every one of us are being asked to initiate change in our own internal life, because that change will continue to ripple outwards. Remember, beautiful souls, the non-physical realm is the realm that dominates this physical realm. And so once you start to change your vibrational frequency, this is emanated outwards, and you will naturally start to inspire change in others, but good change, change that is going to lead us all into the new earth, heaven on earth. And so, yes, we are being cracked open. We are hitting rock bottom. We are being asked to surrender to the alchemy of life, because realizing that when, you know, and I talk about God here, but God, the universe, the one great creator, the most high, whatever it is that you want to call here, this is an energy. This is an energy. This is the energy where we all came from. This is the source. And remember, the source energy that created you and me and this chair and this table and this whole earth and this whole world and this whole universe and this whole galaxy is so much more intelligent than we can ever know. And this intelligence, we can see it all around us, especially when we look in nature. And I am somebody who is absolutely obsessed with flowers, because truly when I look at flowers, I have to give thanks to the Most High for the absolute beauty that continues to be produced. And we cut down trees and we cut down nature, pillaging it, thinking that it's just nature, and yet it is what has created everything that is on this earth at this time, including ourselves. We came from the dirt and we will be returned to the dirt. So realizing that there is something that is so much bigger than any of us that is taking place at this time. And as I was saying earlier, we have to hit rock bottom, because when we hit rock bottom, this is when we can essentially say, I give up. I throw my hands up, especially for those of us who are fighters and who have difficulty giving up. Sometimes we have to be hit so hard at our core so that we can surrender to God, so that we can surrender to the universe and realize that we are not the ones in control. But remember, they said, ask and you shall receive. And this is true, but you can only receive if you believe you are worthy of receiving. So if you do not open yourself up to receive, and you can say this affirmation with me here, I am open to give and receive love. I am open to give and receive love. I am open to give and receive love. And share with me here in the comments below if you feel that you have difficulty receiving. If you have difficulty receiving, it means that you have been a giver for too long. And all the giving that you have been giving has simply been planting seeds for this time so that you may now receive. The universe wants you to succeed. And the more that you are in line with helping the universe elevate and helping humanity elevate, then the universe will respond to you with abundance. The universe will continue to support you and continue to elevate you. We are going through a lifting of the veil. We are questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. Yes, the veil of the 3D world is beginning to fall. They talk about Maya in the Vedic traditions, and Maya simply refers to illusion. We have been living in an illusion. The narrative that is being spun is not the reality of the world that we live in. And this is why we are being asked to disconnect from everything that is not resonating to be true. This is why when you start to tune into the frequency of energies, you will be able to more easily discern what is not truth, because there is so much information that is being shared and that is being put out into the ethers that is not the truth, that is not the reality. This information is being pushed on us in order to confuse us, in order to make our energies be all over the place so that we cannot be one pillar to receive the energies that are necessary. Anything unaligned must go. Remembering, beautiful souls, that as human beings, we are made up of the 7 chakras. The 7 chakras relate to the 7 energetic points within our body. If these 7 energetic points within our body are not in balance, are not aligned, then we will never be aligned within our energies. The way you can know if you are not aligned energetically is look at your posture. If your posture is not aligned, then it means that your spine is not aligned, which means that the energy that is coming from the heavens, that is wanting to move through you down into the earth, is not moving through you with flow because there are blockages. We are being asked to identify all the blockages within our lives so that we can allow this energy to flow through us. And once the energy can start to flow through us with more ease, then these energies which we feel may be chaotic and turbulent will no longer feel chaotic and turbulent. There is a new energy that is being put in place, and if we cannot comprehend it, then it can feel extremely rocky. The seven star sisters, birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. Yes, beautiful souls, we are being asked to birth in the new creations of the new world. We are being asked to literally co-create with the universe because we have a say. How many of us have complained about how we live in a world that is not gentle and not kind, except for to those who are willing to walk all over you and to take away from you in order to be at the top? That is not the reality of the world that we live in. We are all equal, and every single human being wants their own unique thing. And so once we start to follow the calling of our soul, follow the calling of our heart, we realize that we are here to also choose to create. We are all artists, we are all gods, in that we too can create. Our thoughts combined with our emotions are literally creating our reality. So realizing, where are your thoughts, where are your emotions, because you unconsciously could be creating the reality that you are trying to escape from. So pay attention to whatever it is that you do not wish to call into your life. Pay attention to, are you thinking about these things unconsciously? Are you attracting these things to yourself unconsciously? Deep cellular healing. Yes, we are going through deep cellular healing, and this is happening on a physical level. This is happening at the level of the earth. There are new species of plants that are being discovered every day. There are new species of animals that are being discovered. Our cells are beginning to change in the way that they multiply. New parts of our DNA are being activated because the way our cells are developing in different ways. This is why we are starting to see that more and more people are having what could be termed as superhuman abilities. And this is happening because of the energies that are shifting at this time. So the more that you desire to experience your superhuman self, then the more you must simply tune into your cells and code your cells with whatever information it is that you desire. You are that powerful. Big picture thinking. Yes, beautiful souls, if you are here on this reading, then know that you are a visionary. You are full of inspired actions. You are being asked to use your thoughts and to use your creative abilities to literally manifest the new world. You are somebody who is great. You have the ability to see the world in a way that most people do not. You came here to be a leader. You came here to show people the possibilities of what the new earth looks like. But remember, actions speak louder than words. So by you simply embodying who you truly are, you will naturally inspire people to be that way, to be a new way, to be a way that hasn't yet existed on earth, which is a combination of the best parts of our past as well as the best parts of our present. So loosen your grip. Yes, loosen your grip on your coping mechanisms. You know, I'm hearing a lot of people who are battling with addiction. Addiction happens because we do not know how to get out of the mental loop. And once we get stuck in one of those mental loops that starts to associate with negative emotions, it is very difficult to get out. So when we don't know how to deal with that mental pattern and that low vibrational energetic state that we find ourselves in because of the patterns of our minds, then what happens is we find coping mechanisms, and these coping mechanisms come out often in the form of addiction. But beautiful souls, know that this is not your fault. This is happening to those who are sensitive and who have had it difficult to live in this barbaric world that we have been living in. And if you choose to believe that this world is not barbaric, then I'm sorry, then you have a lot more to learn, because we live in a world that is not kind and a world that is not gentle to the people of this earth. So if you are battling with addiction, beautiful souls, know that the universe is here to support you. And these addictions were helpful because you couldn't process, but this is your time. If you are a gentle soul, beautiful souls, then know that this is your time. The world is working out in your favor. And these addictions, yes, they were a big part of who you were, but these addictions are no longer who you are. Do not get stuck behind this addiction, because your addiction does not define you. Your addiction is simply a coping mechanism that was the only thing that was saving you from probably ending your life every single time you felt that turmoil of endless emotional turmoil and pain that would take over your entire being. Let God in. The universe is here to support you. And if you are ready to let go of your addictions, then please post a comment below and say, yes, I am ready to get rid of my addictions. And the universe is actively helping you. But wait, the universe is saying it's not yet time. Things are being woven. Remember, now that we are in Cancer energy, we are being asked to keep still. We are being asked to move slowly. We have lived in a world where it is always go, 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 go. And this is literally frying our nervous systems. And when our nervous systems are fried, it almost becomes impossible to relax and to just be, which is our state of being. Remember, we are human beings, we are not human doings. Take the time to just be and do nothing. And think about, how many people out there actively feel guilty when they're doing nothing. But this is your natural state of being. You came here to be, because when you are in stillness, messages can actively reach you. Things are being woven. Yes, beautiful souls, everything that you are, as you are releasing all this turmoil and all this baggage, and you are healing your past pains, then realize that you are being taken into a new dispensation. You are being moved into a new frequency. And at that frequency, new things are available to you. But remember, you do not know, you can't know. Sorry, how does it go? You don't know what you don't know. So until you get to this elevated state of energetic frequency, you don't know what is possible. And take it from me, I did not know that any of these things were possible when I embarked on my own journey. But realize that there are things that cannot be put into words that are waiting for you if you continue to embark on this journey. Whew, wow, that was deep information. I feel like we should go through another 3 rounds of breath here just to help us ground this energy. So again, I invite you to close your eyes. Nice deep inhale through the nose, pull it up into the forehead and hold it for 3 seconds at the forehead. 3, 2, 1, and exhale down the length of your spine, through the back of your thighs, back of your calves, back of your heels, and push it down into the ground. Nice deep inhale all the way up to the crown of the head. Hold it at the crown for 3, 2, 1, and exhale down the length of the spine. Push the energy down, 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 down into the core of the earth. And one last inhale here, deepest inhale you can muster. Pull the inhale all the way up to the crown. Hold at the crown for 3, 2, 1, and exhale all the breath out. Keep exhaling until you feel completely devoid of breath. Exhale, 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 exhale. And this is where we end, beautiful souls. At any point that you're reading, that you're watching this video, know that this message is timeless. If you're interested in a personal reading, then I invite you to check out the link in the description box below. And just know, beautiful souls, that this journey is not always easy, but this journey is so, so worth it. And I promise you that where you are going cannot be put into words, but it is something so beautiful. So if you resonated with this video as an exchange in energy, I ask you to please just like the video, share it with whoever you feel might resonate with it, and keep on the journey. Much love to you. Bye for now.